Access privileges are a way of controlling what users can or cannot do throughout the system. So let's go into Setup, click on Access Privileges, and in here you can create as many groups as you like, and then for each user in their contact record you assign a group so that when they log in the system knows what that person can or cannot do. So here we've got an administrator group. Now for the administrator group, everything is turned on throughout all the tabs. Let's create a new group and call it Sales, for example. Now when you create a group, if you're going to be turning on most of the options for that group, the easiest way then is to click on this button here, click Continue. Now that'll have saved us having to tab through each of these and turn them on. So now what you can do is you might want to turn off some of the options that were turned on. For example, sales may not need any access to purchase orders, so we could turn off access in here to browse, delete records, duplicate purchase orders, and so on. So once you've set up all your groups, we can then go back, and for each employee or login user in the system, you need to assign an access group to those users. A quick way to get to employees would to click on the quick view arrow, click on employees, and we can see some sample employees here. So let's go into Joe Blogs. On the user prefs tab for each employee, this is where you then specify the access group that you want to link to that employee. So multiple employees could be sharing the same group, but if you liked, you could actually create a group in access privileges specific to one user and then come in here and set that group for that user. So let's go back into Setup and to Access Privileges. So once we put in an access group, you can browse between each of the tabs and specify what this group can or cannot do. Options include browsing records, printing records, creating, deleting records. In the case of inquiries and contacts, whether somebody can actually create a mail shot or a group mailer. In sales, it's broken down into areas like quotes, sales orders, shipping, invoices, receipts, and sales accounts. And each module has very similar options, including some cases areas like auto paying an invoice, changing the status of an invoice, or changing the status of a shipping record or a sales order. So there's lots of options and control for each user in the system, and they're all done by setting them up under access privileges.